G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome back to pouring in my kitchen. Now I have got something exciting to show you. I've got a new resin. I asked Des at Platinum if he could send me a thick resin like the art class I was using, you know, the art class 1 hour that set up really quickly. I said to him, have you got something that's nice and thick like that, but will give me a longer working time so I can do blooms? And he said yes. And then a few days later, it arrived at my front door. So this is it here. I'm just got my timer on. I'm mixing it for 4 minutes, but I thought I'll come and talk to you while I'm mixing. It's really thick. Look at that. Really thick. So you can feel that when you're stirring, it's got that tension. So I'm trying to mix it slowly just to, you know, not get too many bubbles. But hopefully once I pour into the mold, they will come up and I can pop them. So it is called Platinum Art Coat. So that's it there. A and B, equal parts. So because part A weighs more than part B, I have mixed up 100 grams of A and 90 grams of B. There's my timer for 4 minutes. So because it's nice and thick like this, I'm not going to wait. I'm just going to see how it goes with just pouring it and starting straight away. So yeah, I'm excited to try it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put an ounce in here, 30 grams over in my little paper cup, and that's going to be for my white. So when you're doing a 1-to-1 resin, the 1-to-1 resins do tend to be thicker. So when you're doing a 1-to-1, A is always heavier than B. Like when you're doing the 2-to-1 resins as well, A is always heavier than B. And if you're interested to see, when you get your bottles, you can weigh them and you can see exactly that A does weigh more than B. But feel free to measure by volume, you know, and check the little line. I just find it easier just to do it by weight. I think it's difficult to see if they're both the same, because you're looking at the line and you're going, oh gosh, am I under the line, am I on the line, am I over the line, am I looking from the top, am I looking from the bottom? It's just a bit tricky. Right, let me just pop these bubbles real quick. Hopefully they'll come up to the surface, and then I'll pop them again in a minute. There's something in there. So I thought I'd try some blue and pink and yellow. I'm just using the El Cheapo inks. They're by Deco Rom. So I'll give it a shake. So I thought I'd do blue in the middle. Oh, there's more bubbles. Kind of got to get them now because I can't torch afterwards because of the alcohol. All right. Blue in the middle. 1, 2, 3. See how that goes. And now what I want to do is I want to alternate pink, yellow, pink, yellow. Like so. Gee, they spread well, don't they? Could be because my resin's nice and cold still. All right, come on, make room for the yellow. Some colours tend to spread more than others, don't they? Okay, so that's those, and we'll just see how they go. I won't add any more just yet. I'm using gloves from the other day, and I think they've got little bits of dry resin. They have, look at that, peeling on them. I'll take that off. Get another one. So little drops, little bits of dried resin are falling off my gloves and into my resin. Okay, so we'll just let that sit for a minute. Those colours are really pretty and vibrant. And let's get onto the white. So I'm using the Just Resin Titanium White. And I'm going to give that a bit of a stir, just in case anything's separated in there. And then I'm going to wipe the stick off, like so, just the top and the bottom. Actually, I'll do the, yeah, that'll do. I can always add a bit more, because I like it to be a little bit more on the transparent side. With my white, I don't like it to be very opaque. I just really like the wispiness of the petals when they're more transparent or translucent, and you can see the colours coming through really nicely. I'm happy with that so far. I may just have to do one more blue in the middle though. And I've worked out if I do this with my hand, if it's going to spit, it'll spit on my glove like that, rather than in the middle of my piece. So with this one, I didn't want the colours to be really dark. That's why I haven't gone with the highly concentrated Let's Resin. I've just gone with the cheapos, the Deco Rum. I'm just going to wipe my stick off, and then I can have a little look and see what this is doing. Perfect. Make sure that you get all those streaks mixed in. If you've left streaks on there, you need to mix it a little bit more. All right, so I'm going to do the little silicone brush trick, because I really like that. Alrighty, we'll just get going and start in the middle. And I am just going to clean my brush off, just because I don't want blue in my white. So I'll try and clean that off as best as I can. Like so. I think once I get into my other colours, I won't need to clean the stick each time. I'll just finish in the blue and then we'll see how we go. Hope this works, you guys. And around again. This silicone brush is my older one. The tip's broken off, so I'm thinking it's actually holding a little bit more white, because it's not holding it on the very tip, it's holding it where it's a little bit wider, so that's good. All right, now I'm just going to keep going. Actually, I might clean it off. There's no rush, is there? I've got a pretty good working time with this. Actually, I don't even know what it is, but certainly longer than I had with the art class. So we're going to get some pink, we're going to get some yellow, and then where they blend, we're going to get this gorgeous orange. I'm going to try and keep my white as I go along. So where you start, you get more of a bigger blob, and then it sort of, as you come around with your stick, it gets a bit thinner. So that makes a really pretty 3D effect. A little bit of difference. Hope this works. I probably should have started on a smaller piece first, didn't I? But no, I just jumped straight in on a larger piece. Let's see how it goes. So I'm not really touching the cup either. I'm just taking the resin out and straight in. Well, sometimes actually no, I am sort of. I'm touching the more of where the metal is though, just to get the drop off that metal, because I don't want it dropping in to my colour. Because big blobs of white will sink. I just need to change my bit of paper towel over. Is it blooming yet, you guys? Can you see anything? I'm concentrating on what I'm doing. I'm not actually looking, so I'm not sure what it's doing. I've got plenty of white here. This is a 22 centimeter round. It's in my eBay store if anyone wants it. I've got a 20, a 22 and a 24. They do make the really nice cupcake holders, or you can just use it like I'm doing. You can leave it like this just as a decoration and put it on one of those plate stands just as a piece of art, or you can turn it into a bowl, leave it a few hours, turn it into a bowl. I had a drip just there. So yeah, there's lots of things you can do with it. I may at some stage do a cupcake stand actually with 3 of these, all with flowers, because I haven't done that yet. So that'll be a good challenge for me, won't it? Once I've picked a resin that I love for blooms, because all resins are not equal when it comes to blooming. So I will let you know how this one goes anyway. Hopefully it will work really well and be my new favourite. I do like the other ones that I've used, but sometimes they don't give me enough work time, and then by the time I've come around, if it's a big project, or if I'm doing 4 coasters and I've come around, you know, to the 3rd and 4th one, the resin's already started to thicken up too much. So that's why I'm looking for something that's nice and thick, but it's got a better work time. That's what I'm looking for, which is why I wanted to try this particular resin, the Art Coat. Nearly there. And last one. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to put a little bit on my stick, and I'm going to put a little bit in the center and just do that little swirl like that. Still got a little bit of white left. Okay, let's torch, and then I'll bring you down and you can have a little look with me and see if it's doing it. Now, one more thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to fix up any little areas that I think may be a little bit blobby, or they just need a little bit of attention to the actual design. It's best doing that now before they make blobs. Not much you can do to it really, because the petals, you can't, like if you move one petal on the top here, it'll change the petal underneath. And that's touching the mold. I'll try and get it away from the mold. Okay, I'll try not to fiddle too much. Loving those colours. All right, I'm going to get you down. Climb up my ladder. Let's have a little look from up there for a sec, and then I'll bring you down. All right, let's go and have a little look, shall we? Oh, it's doing it, you guys. Look, it's doing it. Wow. Can't see too well because I've got a ring light shining on my screen. These ones up here that I did last, they're not doing anything just yet, but we'll give them time. I've only just done them. The ones in the middle there I did earlier. Loving the colours. Look at that. And you can see I've got a little bit of separation there between the blue and that pink. So I was trying to do that so I didn't get too much purple, but I don't mind if I get a little bit of purple. The resin will move, so the pink may sort of blur a bit with the blue. All right, I'll leave it there. I'm actually not quite sure how long this resin takes to cure, so I'll check on it in, say, 5 hours anyway, and see if we can unmold it today. All right, see you soon. Okay guys, it's the next day, the next morning. I did check it before I went to bed last night. It was still a little bit bendy, so I guess I'm going to have to wait. Let's see, I did this about 11 o'clock yesterday morning, and now it's 8 o'clock, so it doesn't need like a full 24 hours, but it will need probably 12 hours, at least 12 hours to unmold, which is more than what I usually use, the Platinum 360 Plus. But I did ask for a resin that, you know, has a longer working time, and obviously that means that it takes a bit longer to set up as well. Sorry about that ring light, I know it's annoying. Let me just turn off that overhead one. At least that's one less light. All right, look at that. It's quite transparent, which is what I wanted. Oh, I hope it looks pretty on the other side. I'm a bit worried about the blue, like not spreading out far enough, but I'm really happy with the petals on this side. Okay, let's have a look, shall we? Let's do the countdown. 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at that. Oh, it worked beautifully. Oh, wow. There's a couple of little areas there where I probably put a little bit too much on, you know, where it dropped and I went, oops, I've put too much on. That's those little areas. But the rest of it is just gorgeous. I'm going to put it down there so we can look at it against the background. I'll come around this side so we don't have that ring light glaring. Let's have a closer look, eh? Oh, I really like the center. I was so worried about it because I thought, oh, it's not going to look very nice. But then what you get on this side, it does look different on the other side, doesn't it? Wow, look at that. Look how wispy it is. So yeah, I just think I put a little bit heavy-handed with my white resin in just a couple of areas down here. You can see where I've put just a little bit too much resin on. It's fallen off my stick, but basically really happy with it. And because I used the other inks, like they're not as highly concentrated as the Latz Resin concentrated inks, so I've got a more subdued, sort of pale looking, delicate, I guess, finish, which is what I wanted. I didn't want it really, really bright. Other times I do want them really bright, but today, well, yesterday I didn't, so there we go. So yay, so happy that it worked. How easy was that? So if you guys are in Australia, you can get Art Coat. It's available. Just jump online, order it. If you're overseas, it's probably not available just yet, but I'm sure it will be shortly, because if I found a resin that works really well for blooms, everyone's going to want it, and I'm sure they will make it available to you real soon. So there you go. Thank you ever so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this little video. I'll be using this resin again for sure. Love it. It was so easy. I didn't have to take the temperatures. I didn't have to wait. I just poured and did the petals as you saw. Love it. All right, so there you go. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Love you all. Bye for now.